Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. This is Ariel Zabak out of the GMS Dallas camp. And today, I want to get into Revelation, the 8th chapter. I'm going to just jump right into it. Revelation 8 is a continuation of chapter 7 when the, chosen and the elect are sealed, and the 144,000 gathered, 12 tribes out of 12,000 out of each tribe, and then the great multitude. And after Revelation 7, this is going into the destruction. All right. And it reads, verse 1, "And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour." And that he is John the Revelator, seeing various visions. And after seeing the, 144,000, again, 12,000 out of 12 tribes, and the great multitude arrayed in white with palms in their hands. That's what that is going into. And that space, and there was silence in heaven about the space of a half an hour. That was John the Revelator waiting about half an hour for the vision to come again. Okay. Verse 2, "And I saw the seven angels which stood before the Most High, and to them were given seven trumpets." And those seven angels and seven trumpets is when it's talking about, it's going into when Yahweh Shai comes back. And we can get that account in 1 Corinthians chapter 15. I think it's in verse 52. And it reads, "In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed." So that's going into, when we in the chariots, when we're called up into the chariots. All right. Going back to Revelation chapter 8. And we read that again. "And I saw the seven angels which stood before the Most High, and to them were given seven trumpets." And that's going into Yahweh Shai coming back and we being changed, called up into the chariots. Verse 3, "And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer. And there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar, which was before the throne." And this is when the elect send up the prayers, and then the Most High Yahweh, is accepting those prayers, which are the elect. All right. Verse 4, "And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before the Most High out of the angel's hands." And again, these are all Israel, starting with the elect. Verse 5, "And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar, and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake." All right. And that earthquake represents the destruction, which is going into those ICBM missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, missiles that can reach, long range in a short amount of time. So, you're looking between 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Missiles can reach from Russia or whatever, China, whatever, over here to the Americas within 15 minutes, or 15 to 30 minutes. All right, and also there's a count of that in Isaiah chapter 24. Let's go ahead and get that. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 20. Okay, and also this is the earth moving back to and fro from those missiles. That's what's going to cause that earthquake. And we get that account here in Isaiah 24, verse 20. Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And you really can start from verse 19 or even further than that, but the meat was in verse 20. All right, let's go back to Revelation chapter 8, and we're on verse 6. Oh, we can read verse 5 again. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar, and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. And again, that was the account in Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 20. Those ICBM missiles, hitting the earth, causing it to shake to and fro. All right, verse 6. And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. And that's we can get that account too in Job, and it reads, the elect will be called, and the 7 angels who had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. That's the elect, would be called up in the chariots before the last plague hit this place. So, and that's right before the missiles come. Let me get that in Job, that account in Job. Let me start from verse 19. And he shall, this is Job chapter 5 and verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Yeah, that's it. And those are the 6. Those are the 6. Those are the 7 angels and the 7 trumpets preparing themselves to sound. All right. And also there's a count of that, I think, in Revelation chapter 5, 15, I believe. All right. And I saw an angel, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. So that's that last plague that's going to hit this place before we're called up into the chariots. Lord willing, we those men and women. All right. All right, this is Revelation chapter 8, verse 7. And it reads, the first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood. And that hail represents the ICBMs and those third part of. Let me keep reading. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of trees was burned up, and all green grass was burned up. Again, the hail represented the ICBMs, And those third part of trees represents the third part of men, which are the sons of God, the sons of power, and those are the Israelites, the sons of the wicked, who are the Edomites, and the sons of man, which are the other nations. And mainly that place is talking about here is Babylon the Great. All right. In verse 8, and the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And this is representing again the missiles penetrating Babylon the Great. We can get that account in Jeremiah chapter 51. All right. Chapter 51, verse 25. And behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, said Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh, which destroys all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, as Yahweh Shai, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. See? And that's representing Esau rulership out of power, you know. He's being dethroned. All right. Get back to Revelation 8. All right, this is Revelation 8. We'll read that verse again. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And again, that's representing the missiles penetrating Babylon the Great, and Esau being, Esau's rulership is, he's coming out of power. Verse 9. And the third part of creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. And those are Esau's ships that is speaking about here. Verse 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. This is Esau's government ruling power, being thrown down. Verse 11. And the name of the star is called wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Let's go into that word wormwood. All right. And it's in the Greek, the transliteration, it says absithion, which means of a certain, which means the name of a star which fell into the waters and made them bitter. So it means bitter. Is given as a proper name to the star which fell into the waters and made them bitter. So there's bitter means contamination. So let's go back and read that again. And all of this is coming from all of nuclear destruction, and that bitterness comes from the nuclear radiation, which is making the water bitter to drink. And that's what that's going into. People who's drinking contaminated water. All right. Verse 12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. And that the sun, moon, and the stars is representing wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's what that's representing here in this verse. And you can get those accounts in Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and 1, I believe Sirach 39 and 12 as well. All right. And also, let me read that again. In the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. And pretty much Esau, they had no way of getting out of this judgment. All right. Verse 13. And I beheld, and I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. And beheld, starting over, and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe. Those woes are destruction, which is World War 1, 2, and 3, which is woe in World War 1 and World War 2 has passed, and World War 3 is the third woe. And that's when this destruction will come, until the missiles come during World War 3. So that's when all of this destruction is going to take place, and this is what we're going to get saved out of, Lord willing, we those men, the saints, the chosen and the elect. So that's what this is going into. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rahah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. Shalom.